from having a $2 million one-of-one variant to being a 3 to 4 of in every format it's legal in that's not fake singleton formats. Everyone's obsessed about the new precious Lord of the Rings card, the One Ring. But why is the One Ring to rule them all so good? The 4-mana legendary artifact gives you protection from everything for 1 turn, meaning all damage from your opponents either through their permanents or spells are prevented, and you can't be targeted by spells or auras. The Master Ring also lets you put a burden counter on the ring itself, and draw a card for each burden counter you've accrued on it. On your upkeep, you lose life equal to the number of burden counters that's on the ring. At first read, this card seems like just a fog plus a Jace's ingenuity for 4 mana. Doesn't sound that impressive, right? However, when the card reached the hands of grinders, it turns out the secret sauce that Sauron used to craft the One Ring was equal parts Time Walk and Ancestral Recall. The protection effect negates anything your opponent can do, which guarantees you another turn to start taking over the game. This is what allows modern decks, like 4-color Omnath, that lost its footing after the Yorion ban, to rise up again, as it gains a powerful new tool to buy another turn from aggressive decks like Hammer, Rakdos Scam, or Cascade. Or in Legacy and Vintage, the protection effect can completely deny a combo turn by preventing damage from game-ending creatures like Blightsteel, or protecting you from targeted spells like the classic Tendrils or Brain Freeze. The One Ring almost always gives you back 3 cards at minimum for the cost of 1 life. If you take another turn after with the One Ring, it has given you 6 cards in this game, which makes it one of the best draw engines that will win attrition wars at the cost of just 4 colorless mana. If you take 4 turns with the One Ring, you can draw up to 15 cards, which is a quarter of your deck. But here's where it really starts breaking down. The One Ring on its own is already powerful, but its power is amplified when it comes in multiples. The fact that the One Ring breaks itself from the legend rule allows you to dodge the main drawback, which is the life loss on upkeep. But more importantly, you can chain the One Ring's protection to continue developing your board and accrue advantage over your opponent. This allows the One Ring to reach its true potential when cards can recur it like Emry in Modern Breach, or untap it like Paradox Engine in Legacy. The card is powerful, so what? If the power of the One Ring is felt across every corner of competitive Magic, shouldn't that mean it should see some play in CDH or Commander as well? The One Ring does not scale as well into 4-player free-for-all, as a majority of strategies involve winning with a combo that doesn't require targeting opponent, like Thassa's Oracle, making it less clear of a staple in CDH lists. However, the One Ring still brings a lot to the game. CEDH plays enough mana accelerants that casting a 4 colorless mana spell is relatively easy on turn 2. And being indestructible, there's very few things that can remove it off your board except for a bounce effect like Otawara, Cyclonic Rift, or Chain of Vapor. Once you're able to cast it early in the game, this is just a much better Sylvan Library. So if you are willing to play Sylvan Library, there's no reason why you wouldn't play the One Ring for card draw for less life. The One Ring drawing you cards on activation is massive. Unlike Sylvan Library, or even Necropotence, where you see the cards at a later time, the One Ring giving you more options to play with on your turn is much better, especially as it scales the more turns you take with it. Imagine how live the draws in your deck are, and now there's an artifact that can give you 6 cards or even 12 for the price of 12 life. On the note of life loss, the cast trigger from the One Ring is also useful in CDH, as you can time it during a pivotal turn where you need to attack but might not have enough defenders to survive the cycle. Maybe you needed to attack with Tivit to get more clue tokens or treasures, or you needed to see more cards with a Tymna Beater, or simply being aggressive with reducing a Nas player's life total. The One Ring can also buy you an extra turn from decks that use the combat step like Winota, which could be pivotal for you to reach the turn to combo off. I wouldn't play the One Ring to combo with Mind Over Matter, but I would explore playing the One Ring with decks that already play untappers like Manifold Key, Seedborn Muse, or even Derevi itself. Decks that can use more time during a game that isn't trying to seize a win early can leverage this card in full effect, much like the control decks in Modern. where you can convert the cards you're drawing into more mana or resources to help you beat the table. I'm definitely excited to play this card in all my decks across every format, even the cringe ones. So how many of the One Rings are you playing in your deck? Let me know in the comments where you're excited to try this broken card in Magic. Thanks for watching. Sauron did nothing wrong. If you want more Cedh strategy, here's a playlist of even more Cedh strategy videos that you should check out. Or if you want to learn more fundamentals of Magic, this playlist of level up moments is exactly what you're looking for. See you all next time!